Ladies, gentlemen, filmmakers, and moviegoers alike, welcome to this week's episode of Critically Casual. I'm your host, Recups, and joining me, as always, is Pirate King Dev over there. How you doing, Dev?
I prefer Captain Dorkbeard, thank you.
Captain Dorkbeard, of course.
I
I'm surprised you don't have the hat on.
just didn't want to go look for it, I'm not gonna lie.
No worries.
That's work that I just didn't want to put into it after just getting off work. So
Work for work? Yeah, no. I understand. My plan today was like after getting off of work was just to lay here, and that's exactly what I did. I laid on my bed for like an hour, just, and it didn't quite help. I could use more laying down time. But other than life and being dork beard, anything else you want to talk about?
it's great to be a pirate.
Wrong, I guess.
I don't know, man. I don't got a bit for this today, so
Darn.
just here, just vibing,
Next time.
just vibes, bro, just vibes.
Fine. In that case, let's move on then. Let's get in here and start talking about this week's movies. Which this week, because I'm super clever, I've called it real roller coaster movies. Because these are based off of rides at Disneyland. Yeah, so yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. And then we'll wrap everything up with news and wrap up.
Sounds good.
Cool. Let's get in here. Let's just get in here. Let's start talking about the first movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, which released July 9th, 2003. Can you believe this came out in 2003? Feels like it came out so long ago, but like yesterday.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like this was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. With a budget of $140 million, it had an opening weekend of $46 million, gross US and Canada of $305 million, and gross worldwide of $654 million. And you know what? It earned a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because this is a good movie.
When I was younger, like, let's watch a movie about pirates. It's a great idea. I was super excited because none of it came to mind that, hey, this was based off of a ride in Disneyland that I'd probably never been on. At the time, at least. So, like, yeah.
Never been to Disneyland.
You're not missing much.
I'd rather go to Six Flags from what I understand.
It's much cheaper, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I never realized that this was based off a ride because the story that we get, the characters that we have, are just so fun and entertaining. And even though this movie is made pretty simply, like, it's expensive to film with vintage sets and character costumes, and like just doing anything with water in general sucks. So
Yes.
I gotta give them that props for that at the very least. But then still, just having such an entertaining time with the stuff that we got was great. Like, after watching all three of these movies, this feels like a perfect progression of how films should go from one to the next. They escalate steadily, they get better with each installment, but this movie specifically,
And they progress a storyline.
yes.
Like it does, like, our characters don't feel like they regress. They improve upon each movie. And genuinely, it's fun.
Mhm.
Like, you just have a fun time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Steven,
Yeah.
before going into the IMDb, do you know who the Marvel connection of this movie is?
Jonathan Pryce.
No. I'll give you a hint. Her. Um, and it's she. Not that she doesn't look like how we know her. She definitely doesn't look like how we know her in the MCU.
Well, seeing as there's only like two women in this entire movie. It's either Keira Knightley or Zoe Saldana.
Who is our Marvel connection to this movie, playing Gamora in the MCU. So yeah, there's that, and we'll probably see a lot of her depending on how the Avatar movies go. Anyways, and if there's ever another fucking Star Trek, please, for the love of God, give us another Star Trek.
I mean, there's Star Trek TV shows.
Give me another Star Trek movie, Steven.
Fine.
I want another movie.
I mean, you're not wrong. The movies are fun.
So yeah, no, this movie though is like, it holds up surprisingly well too. Like it's got good story beats. The characters are likable. Like there isn't a character that isn't endearing in some way. Be it Sparrow, Barbossa, Turner, Swan, Commodore, whoever, right? They all have their own endearing qualities that make you like them on some level. Even if you're like, God, you're kind of a dick, but you're like a likable dick.
But even it's intentional. It's well-written character dick.
Yeah. Well-written character dick, That is
exactly how I said it.
is the quote of this episode. So there's that, everyone. There's that. But it's well-written character dick. It's fucking great though, and the fucking premise is awesome. Okay, there's a cursed treasure. There's undead pirates. There's this vessel of legend. Like this is how you make a pirate story.
I sat down and I watched the trailer for this movie. That's something I've started doing recently, is after I watch the film, I'll watch the trailer. And the trailer for this movie gives it a completely different vibe from what you get, because this movie is such a fun comedy little adventure.
Oh, it was a horror trailer.
Yeah, like you're watching a trailer that's like suspense and horror and scares. It's like, you best start believing
in ghost stories, 'cause you're in one.
Yeah, and it's like,
it is such a fucking good line.
Yeah.
This movie has so many good lines. God damn. This franchise has, at least these three movies have so many good fucking like moments that like play in my head. Like this one has like the fucking fight at the end where they're like with the moonlight and everything. It's so good. It's so fucking well choreographed. The swordplay in this movie is just good. Because like, yeah, it's fucking like, it's like stage play looking, sure, on some levels, but it works. It fucking works. Because it's like, it allows like moments to breathe so they can interact with each other. It's just because it's charming and it lets it breathe. It lets you like, but like every time a sword swings, you're like, oh my God, they blocked it. Thank God. Like, it's so good.
Like, I could definitely agree with some critics about the sword fights, because in this series, the sword fights are definitely flashy. They're meant to be like, oh, ho, ho, look what's happening here. So it's like they're wide swings and they're always too much, but it looks fun and it's entertaining.
Oh yeah.
And there's just so much going on here. I love the whole like setup that they established too for later films, with the like the branding and the threats and looms and conversations, that stuff that's going on. I like the world building that they have, because not only are we learning about like the island that they live on in the Spanish Main, but we're also learning about Isla de Muerta and Isla Cruces and just other islands that exist where people get washed up on. Just great characters. I think one of my favorite characters after this watch through is the governor, Gather Weathersby Swan.
Yeah, who is the? Do you know what he's from?
Where is he from, Dev?
I want to see if you know.
No, I don't, off the top of my head.
He's the president from G.I. Joe. That's what I know him from, by the way. Like, that's what my brain knows him from. Fucking Jonathan Pryce has been in so many, like, better things, but my brain automatically goes, that's the president from G.I. Joe. That was where my brain connected it. He's the fucking High Sparrow in Game of Thrones. Like, he's done so much other shit.
That's where I
But
remember him from, his Game of Thrones.
My brain literally remembers him as the president from G.I. Joe, who just goes by U.S. President.
Such a well-developed character, the U.S. president. Let's see. If I had to choose anything though in this movie, like if I had to complain about anything, it would be I complained to you at one point about the skeleton designs. So some of the characters aren't distinguished enough in their skeletal forms to be able to be like, oh, that's this person, or oh, that's that person. But they're all like minor characters anyways. I definitely don't like the gimmick that is set up with the two Navy men who are just idiots who keep showing up.
Yeah, that one. I think that's probably the weakest part of the movie.
Yeah,
Like they had their one bit the one time. I don't know if we needed it again.
yeah, I don't mind like the pirate couple, Rigetti and Bulleroy, I think their names were, or Murtaugh, one of the two.
Rigetti and Pintel.
Pintel, that's right. Like I didn't mind the two of them and their silly goofiness that they had, but ultimately the savior of this movie has to be, for me, Jeffrey Rush. Like Barbossa.
Oh, dude, Barbossa is so fucking good.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow is 100% that person, that character. Like when I think of Johnny Depp, I think of Jack Sparrow. But
unfortunately, sometimes due to the fact that like some of his movies since then have just kind of been iterations of Jack Sparrow in some form. Looking at you, Mad Hatter. Can't wait to put these on that list.
But Jeffrey Rush here and his character as Barbossa, especially the ending with Barbossa's like acting and character decisions and like final scenes, those are my favorite moments in this entire movie. I don't. If I had to change one person from the main cast, I'd probably pick Keira Knightley though.
Like yeah, she gets to do. She's too much of a damsel in distress a lot of the time in this movie. Which I kind of wish she got more time to like do things. Which I will say, future movies do fix that issue.
Yes, but then in those future movies, like she's less a damsel in distress. At least in this movie, simultaneously, she also is the one who saves Will. Like, yeah, instead of Will saving her saving, yeah, like she does stuff. But to me, it's something about like her presentation or her enunciation when it comes to the words that she says. And I'll especially talk to that when we get to movie 3. Like, I don't know what it is about like anger when it comes to this character, but I don't like it. Like, I feel like I don't have a better choice of an actress by any means. But something
go over there.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, there's a gnat in my face now. I saw it on your camera for a moment there. But with her, there's something more that I want. It could just be that I want a better written character, because ultimately Keira Knightley isn't a bad actress or actor.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah. There's something about it that I don't enjoy. You know, I
don't know, man.
It's because I'm a sexist. That's what it is.
100%. Why do you jump there? Why do you jump there?
Because someone was going to jump there.
No.
Say it as a joke, then no one can use it against me. Unless they take it out of context.
Yeah, I was going to say, just don't say it. God damn it, you idiots. Anyways. Yeah, no, like, genuinely, if you have somehow missed this movie, like someone in chat, until recently, fucking watch it. It's a blast.
Definitely watch it. I especially like ultimately how simple this movie is. It's simple locations, nice story, great characters, and it's well executed. Like, you don't need a lot of special effects or anything in this movie. It's fairly cheaply made. It's all pretty much done in camera. Like, it looks good. It's passable. Like, I don't really know what else to say about this movie, honestly. Watch it, enjoy it, be prepared
Have a
to go.
good time.
Yeah, be prepared to have a good time for a movie that came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, no one expected this to succeed, by the way, because there was like the era of the pirate movies, and then it died.
Mm.
Um, much like there was the era of the westerns, and it died. I think we finally reached a point in cinema where eras don't die anymore. There can be a continuation of something where like you could have not necessarily Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay,
Mm.
we don't need another Pirates of the Caribbean, but we can get another rad ass pirate movie
Mm.
because pirate movies aren't failures. We can get another rad ass western because guess what? The western era doesn't matter.
I mean,
It's not
Westworld
box
is a
office.
great modern Western. Even though it's not a movie, it's still a TV show that takes the Western
Yeah.
aesthetic and does great. Hell, what was it? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a great
Yeah.
Western. uh, see.
So that's why I stand by what I said.
Yeah, I get you. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. And the answer is no. Not
Okay.
really.
Rating?
Rating, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10.
Oh wow, I didn't realize you were just gonna jump into it. That's fair. You know what's awesome too? That's about where I was putting it too. Which scares me for the future of this episode because this is triple.
Yeah,
And we're starting off on the note. We're starting off the notes, Steven.
The world's gonna end this episode, everybody. I don't think so. I like how you're freaking out about it. It's not. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's just rumor. It's legend.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Legend
Uh-huh.
that we've manifested. Anyways, so I guess the next question is, because we're both getting an 8, do we rate these as we go through the list then?
We always do the list last.
Okay, we'll do the triple header at the end then.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm just making sure how we want to do it.
So yeah, that's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Great start. Ends with a story that's totally, I feel, closed perfectly fine as well. Like from beginning to end, tells a great story. They had no need to go further than this, but they did.
And that's when we got Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, which released July 7th, 2006, with a budget of $225 million. Opening weekend, $135 million. Gross US and Canada, $423 million. And a gross box office worldwide of $1.066 billion. And you know what? It fucking earned it. Loved watching this in theaters as a kid, and I owned the DVD to this, and man, did I fucking watch this all the time. We didn't have Curse of the Black Pearl for some reason. We just had this, and me and my brother would watch this all the fucking time. Like, if we wanted to watch something, we had such a great choices. We had this, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. We went, what will it be today, brother? Ghostbusters? That's a good choice. Star Wars? No. Pirates of the Caribbean? Dead Man's Chest? Why, yes, brother. Excellent. And we would just sit there and watch it, dude. And then we would be pirates.
And
how could you not after watching this shit?
it's impossible after watching this. It really is.
I Sea of Thieves itches itching, dude. Like,
especially too because there is Pirates of the Caribbean and Sea of Thieves, and we never finished that. We did the first mission.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pitch it to you. I'll see who we can get for it. But we may have a new fresh start for us.
Talk about that later.
We may have to backtrack on some things because they will be fresh legs.
We only did one mission.
I know, but I'm talking about like we may go back and do other stuff in the past too. The other fun stuff.
Sure.
One of my most popular videos on YouTube. At Dorkydev on YouTube. I'm not going to give you the URL because it's all jumbled garbage. Because
it's a mess.
Guess what? YouTube's a bitch. It doesn't let you have your own username in the URL because fuck YouTube.
I mean, you can once you get like whatever with them partnered or something.
You know how much fucking work has to go. You know how much work has to go into that. There's so many. And they change the prerequisites every goddamn year.
It's YouTube, the most popular streaming or video sharing site in the world. They can do what the hell they want.
Fair. But anyways, back to this. This is how you make a fucking sequel.
I agree.
Like, there are some perfect sequels out there. Empire Strikes Back. Return to the Two Towers. Shrek 2. On that list, without a doubt, Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Man's Chest. Because it does everything you need in a sequel. Our characters don't regress. They actually continue on their stories in interesting and complex ways. The world is built out in fascinating ways, in ways that engage the watchers amazingly. And it fucking looks good doing it.
And yeah, it still looks good to this day.
God damn.
Like the frickin' just Davy Jones on his own.
Right?
Best part of this movie.
Oh, yeah. The fact that there's a lot of that's like prosthetic. And they only really did the animating for like the movements and stuff. Is fucking fascinating. And, like, to make it look wet and shit.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn cool. And also, again, just taking the fucking swordplay to the next level in this movie. Because, like, all I gotta say is the wheel fight.
The wheel fight is the most memorable part of this movie because it's just so ridiculous. But
it's so fucking good.
Yeah. Though there are random things in the wheel fight that don't make sense to me. Well, I mean, they make sense, yes. But it's like the timing wise. Because specifically, I'll break it down, the wheel fight specifically. The wheel fight happens where all three of them are on the wheel and it's rolling and it's spinning and whatnot. And then Jack eventually jumps off of it as it starts to roll down the hill. And then the next scene is Jack walking to the chest, opening it up, and then looking over to the side. And then the next scene after that is everybody running to the beach. Like Keira Knightley, the two Stooges, Will, and Norrington. They're all there. Then Jack shows up finally. Sorry, Will's not there yet. Or Norrington yet, sorry. Because what happens is after Jack shows up, the wheel finally rolls all the way downhill to the beach. So how does Jack beat the wheel that's rolling downhill? It doesn't matter because it's funny.
Oh, it's fucking great. This is one of those moments where I just say, movie got a movie, bro, and it's funny. Because that scene where they both, like, just fucking biff it.
Yeah. He, like, Will, right then, gets up and then just falls face first.
And, like, sure, this movie has some, like, of that, like, bullshit, like, love triangle bullshit that happens a little bit. And sure, it can be a little annoying, but it actually kind of works and makes sense in this movie. You know, like, because I mean, everyone's in it because everyone's kind of using each other for their benefits to get what they want, and it kind of works. Like, normally I would be annoyed by it, but like, I'm not. When there's moments where Keira Knightley and Johnny Depp are like, so close, so close, so close, but then they don't.
Will they, won't they?
And it just kind of works. Like, what the fuck? Normally, I'm not a fan of, like, the love triangle bullshit plots, but, like, I don't care in this one because it's just everyone's so fucking lovable.
Especially, too, because it's more than just a love triangle. It's Keira Knightley and three men. So it's not just the two men, it's the three men.
Did we count Norringham in this one?
Norrington in this one? Technically, no. Technically.
You know who we do count in this one, though?
Pirate stuff.
We've got to count Naomi Harris
as Tia Dalma.
Yes, as our Marvel connection of the day.
Ooh, what did she do?
Not good things. if you remember.
I don't. I really don't.
She was Shriek.
Oh,
Venom.
good thing that's not
Let
in
there be
Marvel.
carnage.
I'm just kidding. Good thing that doesn't count. Because technically Venom, that character is not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're in the
But
Sony
the
Cinematic
universe
Universe.
is in that universe, Steven.
No, they're separated thanks to mystical multiversal stuff. They're different universes.
No, not really. Not really anymore.
Yeah, I mean, still technically. Because Shriek is nowhere in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, but she's in Venom, which is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. But they're still not in the universe. There's a difference.
Steven, it's canon. It happened.
Or
I'm trying to move past it. I didn't expect you to not be able to cope with it. You.
I'm just trying to fuck with you a little bit. But this movie, out of the entire franchise, at least the first 3, is my absolute favorite movie.
Same.
Like,
without a doubt.
Pirates 1 gets us started, but Pirates 2 is the best. And
it seriously is. And this isn't like a diss at Pirates 3 either. Like, Pirates 3 has its place. Yeah. We'll talk about it. But Pirates 2, Dead Man's Chest, is just so fucking good. Like,
it's pinnacle. It's like
it
the peak.
Doesn't miss a beat at all.
I especially love like the minor things too. Like, I think my favorite scene in this movie is probably everyone else's least favorite, and that's the Liar's Dice scene, where the Davy Jones and Will and Bootstrap all gamble against each other. I feel like that's one of the best written character development scenes in a long time, and everyone hates that moment. It's strange because it sets up everyone's goals so well and establishes their characters incredibly. And just continuing from there, we get to meet Lord Cutler Beckett, who becomes a menace and is great.
So good.
There are small things that do bug me about this movie a little bit, like the how much we jump from one thing to the next. Because this movie's
also Stellan Skarsgård's in this. Sorry.
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård.
That's the Marvel connection.
Bootstrap Bill.
Yes, because he's Eric Selvig from the Thor series.
But yeah, my one complaint is how much we jump from one place to the next place. Like, theoretically, we could cut out the entire opening bit with that island, but it's a fun little moment that's fun, entertaining. We could probably cut out a lot of the wedding drama, but that's what helps establish certain characters. It's just
everything feels like it has a place.
It does a bit,
even
yes.
when it doesn't.
Like, I don't.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, like seeing what Jack has done to get the parchment. Like, that was interesting. It established a new location, but we didn't need that many like establishing shots for this jail that we're never gonna see again.
Real quick. Breaking. This is breaking news from yesterday. And I'm gonna interrupt it really quick because it's just funny. The Batman director Matt Reeves has revealed that Robert Pattinson's Batman has a Bat playlist consisting of The Cure, Joy Division, Bauhaus, New Order, Cocteau Twins, and Beach House.
Okay.
Anyways, back to Pirates. This is just a fucking good movie. Like, goddamn, it doesn't fucking miss. I don't know how it doesn't miss either. Like, it should. It honestly should miss on some things. But it just like there's not a moment where there's never a moment where I'm not engaged and dreading anything. Like other movies.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted there for a moment by something that I found. Um, but I this movie, it takes you in a bunch of different directions. It interests you to another interesting group of cursed people. Um, it
Yeah, I
gives
mean,
you
like a cursed undead crew again, but
mhm,
like it's different this time.
yeah, a completely
Different
different
seasoning.
approach.
Um, and it works. Like that could easily be something that like could be annoying. Um, and having not seen the fifth one, I wonder if it will be. Um, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, and then this movie also shows us the ultimate end all be all final boss, which is the Kraken.
Damn.
Which it's amazing. The visual stories that we like, the scenes and setups that we get with the Kraken are amazing. But also leads me to question one thing: how big was that two-person boat at the beginning of the movie? Because in the very beginning of the movie, we see the Kraken instantly demolish a boat, like boat's gone. And then the next two instances where we see the Kraken fight a boat, it's like not instantaneous because movie's got a movie.
Yeah, movies got. I mean, that's fair, 100%. That's a call the movie out on that. But movie had a movie, and it's such a like It's such an interesting way to keep the monster from being revealed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, while also building the tension of what the fuck did that.
And then yeah, I do like the reveal though, like the first reveal where it's like, okay, now we can kind of see what's happening because we get these giant tentacles, and then suddenly two even more giant tentacles erupt from the ocean, and you're like, oh fuck.
These things, those those aren't the main tentacles. Okay, got it. It's good
Uh-huh.
to know.
Yeah.
Fuck. Us anytime we fucking rode into the goddamn Kraken.
That was not fun. But what was fun is
Until we
this
learned how
movie.
to do it. Um, yeah, no, this fucking movie's just fucking good. Like, I don't know, I don't know what to say beyond that. Sometimes, like, it's just such a good fucking movie.
I also think my favorite thing about this movie is how it stepped up basically everything that it did. Like the cinematography got better, the CGI got so much better, the storytelling and like the drive got better. The one thing that catches me though with this movie is it's slightly, and by slightly I mean 8 minutes longer, which is totally fine. But the first movie was already 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Now this one's 2 hours and 30 minutes long. The next one is even longer than that.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
And you do feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I will fucking straight up say it. You start feeling it as the movie franchise goes along.
Yeah. So one thing that don't think we've talked about yet is Hans Zimmer's music.
Oh
And
yeah, we've heard talk about it in the first one. Like
yeah,
the first one, like he fucking nails it in the first one
I
and
especially
escalates in the second.
yeah, especially too. I love how they like escalate the use of the music because in the first movie it's all extraneous, out of world music, but then in the second movie we actually have what's called diegetic, I believe, where the
I believe you're
music
right.
is coming from within the movie itself, with Davy Jones fucking playing his freaking organ and the music box charm, and which specifically one thing that I love about that is how they establish the relationship of Davy Jones by showing us the locket. And if you're eagle-eyed enough, you'll see the duplicate locket somewhere else before it's revealed in the third movie.
Yes. I mean, it kind of does a quick pan over it, and
Yeah, when Jack steals a ring.
yeah,
Yeah.
which if you don't pay attention right away, it's like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I see.
Just great. This is by far, like I said, my favorite Pirates movie, and I will carry
Yes,
that to the grave with me.
I 100% agree with you. All right.
All right. So is it time for popcorns?
Popcorns.
Okay, Dev, what's your popcorns?
Fuck. I'm giving it a 9, Steven. You're giving it a 9
Yeah,
too, aren't you?
also a 9 out of 10.
It really comes down to the third again.
Yep. So
Fuck.
we're at first movie got an 8 out of 10 on average. Second movie got a 9 out of 10 on average. We're ready for the third one?
Pirates of the Caribbean. At World's End.
Woo!
Which, what a great fucking title. Honestly. That is, if I have to say, that is the best title of any of the Pirates movies.
Especially too with what we learn about later, because not only do they travel to the end of the world, but they're also talking like the end of an era, the end of this world that they live in, which is so fascinating.
It's so good. Budget $300 million. Opening U.S. weekend $114 million. Gross U.S. $309 million. Gross worldwide $960 million. Not quite a B, but it's close. Just shy of a B. And dude, this is a great trilogy. This closes out and it makes it a great trilogy. I will be honest and say I don't like it as much as I like 2. And part of that is it does drag a little bit. I could fight to say I like it more than 1 because we get Barbossa and Jack.
Yeah. And we actually get to see them as a duo rather than at odds with each other.
Yeah. And it fucking works.
For me,
we get so much Barbossa in this, and it just works.
It's great. Barbossa is once again the best character in this movie.
Yes.
But
you may now. You may now. You may now. Just kiss.
Yeah. You may now kiss. Da, 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 da. You may not. Yeah. Just kiss. I do love we are gathered here today to nail you to the board, you lily-livered cur. And they're just like, all right, I'll move on from here. Why not?
So goddamn good.
Just Barbossa's great. Once again, though, Davy Jones is great. They establish him as such a more deep and intricate character in this movie. He actually has emotions from anger to joy to sadness, and it's amazing. We also get probably some might argue the best death scene in all of cinema history with Lord Cutler Beckett's death. So,
oh god, yes.
It's just
great video, by the way, that you did when you added that to it. You remember editing that in?
I do. Yeah. However, for me, this movie, even though it like jumps up the scale and the grandioseness and the fun,
and the fights are so cool, like the
whirlpool
fight.
Mm-hmm. I personally feel like this movie's probably the worst out of the 3.
I can kind of agree. And I think genuinely it just comes down to its length.
Yes,
it feels long.
And a lot of it has to do with like introducing new characters, identifying what the motivations in this movie are, and then having them old characters become better again or worse again or whatever. And it's a lot, especially once we get to introducing Singapore. Once we get even further to Shipwreck Cove. Like those 2 moments take forever. But also one of my favorite things about like the final battle isn't the battle itself, but the meeting before the battle, where to get Davy Jones on land, they have a bunch of buckets that he stands on.
That is such a great bit.
It's just, and they don't even reference it. They don't even talk about
they
it.
don't bring anything up to it. My favorite part about it is because like it starts where you see Jack Barbosa, or you see Jack Elizabeth Barbosa,
And they're walking
and
up.
the camera's panning. You see Will's feet, you see the fucking Lord's feet, and then you see a bucket, and you're like, that's fucking Davy.
Yeah.
And then it pans backwards,
Mm-hmm.
and you see 4 more buckets trailing to the spot.
Yeah. And no one brings it up, and it's amazingly hilarious to me. It's just, I want to see the setup where they have to set the 4 buckets up, and he's like, I've never tried this before. Here's my crab leg. Here's my normal leg. And then walking afterwards, I bet Jack was talking such shit to freaking Davy Jones.
Just out of range of the buckets too.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're so powerful. Why don't you get me here? Let me take one step backward. Let's see here. So other than like the visual amazingness that was the story, I gotta say this one was also very heavy in the fan service department. Like, there's a lot of things like that they brought back just because they were funny, like the rum line or the water line, or the conch shell head man, or like, I could list more, honestly. There's a lot of things that are just callbacks to other movies that are like, that happened. That happened. Though I do like some of the stuff that they establish and keep as well. Like in the fight scene at the end with Davy Jones and Jack Sparrow, it starts at the very beginning with Jack shooting like a sail and being sprung into the air, and you see the sail come up and loose, and you can see it occasionally in the fight, and then the next time he shoots another wire, and then the sail completely comes off and they parachute away. Like, this is stuff that they all thought out.
Good. Like, it's so like anytime like anything happens in a fight, especially with the ships, like any little thing that happens can play into it later.
Yes.
And that's been something they've done since the first one. Like, hey, let's get it. We need to, throw shit off the ship. Okay. Well, we threw the heavy ship. What do we shoot then?
Yeah.
What do we got left?
Or
cutlery.
Cutlery. Or when the ball went through the wall in the first movie, and it's like, what happened? Stop blowing holes in my ship. And he turns around and sees the lock is broken. It's like, oh, well, that's handy.
Right.
Let's see. Other thing. Though, the thing that I hate this movie most for is killing the Kraken. And not even on screen. Like, that thing was the strongest creature in all of the 7 seas. And because of that, they had to kill it between movies. Because there's no way our crew could have been able to beat it.
Yeah. I can agree to that.
Though, jumping back to the beginning again, I do like the song. Song has been sung. We must gather the brethren court. I do like how the open there. There are a lot of things. This movie is also like, if I were to review this movie on my own, like on my own personal channel, there are many moments where I would just be like, and a confused, horny teenager was born. Because there's like so many scenes in this movie that are like, people look up porn for that kind of shit. And it happens a lot in this movie. At least 3 times that I noticed. At least 3 times. Rule of threes, I guess. Let's see. I wish we got to know a little more about Tia Dalma.
Yes, I feel like it's a little rushed with her and where that story goes. Like, if we had more time with her in the second movie, but I don't want to change the second movie because the second movie's so good.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately,
And for how long this movie is, we don't get enough time with that.
Mm-hmm. But my next question, too, based off of Tia Dalma, is the relationship between her and Barbossa. I feel like, and I only noticed it this time around, Barbossa talks a lot about a deal or a bargain that they've made. And I wonder what that bargain is.
It's so he can be with her, like, at all times when she was, the seas. He made the deal, like, he made that deal to, because, she's got to do other shit and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe the bargain probably was along the lines of, like, I will sail the seas and ferry the dead, for you, to
Not
be with you.
not Davy Jones.
Oh,
I mean
which
Barbossa.
Barbossa.
Yeah,
it's to free her.
But I want to know more about that, Like, it's a bunch of throwaway lines about him trying to save her and, like, free her, but also at the same time, it's like she doesn't want to be freed. There's this, in the moments where he's talking to her about things, she's like, be careful what you do and say, because I can end your life again. But then he's like, I'm doing this for you. And then he throws her in jail. And, like,
it is a little weird.
Yeah. It's confusing, especially because I wonder, like, what would Barbossa be doing if there wasn't this, like, looming threat of being re-killed by this woman? Like, would he be going to the Brethren Court if it wasn't for whatever this thing was? That this, this word-bound thing that they did? Like, would he be pulling a Jack Sparrow and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm out of here. But then also I wonder, like, in later movies, because fucking Barbossa is still alive and Tia Dalma is now the god of the sea again, like, I wonder if that's important in later movies. Like, I wonder if Barbossa's actually Barbossa or if he's being mind controlled by some warlock deity.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, he's still great and he's still funny. But, I have a question. I do love in this movie too the motif of the sword, like Will's sword, being something that keeps coming back, especially with Davy Jones eventually taking it and being like, "Huh, this is a nice sword."
This is a nice sword.
And then that's the sword that Will is stabbed with in the end.
Yeah,
I'm sure it has. I'm sure it has meaning.
It gave him new life, much like it did when he built it.
I do like this movie. If I'm going to watch Pirates movies, it's Pirates 2 and Pirates 3. Because they're just such visual spectacles.
Yes. Not to criticize one.
No, because one's great. One's an amazing way to start the franchise. It's just not as various in what it does and what it says. But that could also be to the detriment of this movie. Like the last movie I was complaining about with the island being an unneeded stop and the prison being an unneeded stop. This movie literally has segments where it's like, now we're in the Arctic. Now we're in this mirror universe thing. None of this matters at all. We're just passing time because it looks cool.
Yeah, it can be a little weird. Like, the getting back home part just kind of drags.
Especially too, when the Tia Dalma is like, if we don't make it by sundown, then we're never going to make it back. But we've already been there at night. There's a whole scene where they have no lights because it's nighttime. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that. You're right.
Ooh, you just turned on your monitor.
Oh, I just changed to the screen. So
Like, it's great. Monster, you should watch these movies if you haven't seen them. Bet he hasn't. He said he hasn't seen the second, so he's probably
Monster,
hasn't seen
you
the
don't
third.
have to buy Sea of Thieves, by the way,
You can get Xbox Game Pass.
which gives you more than that.
Yes. You just
It's
have to
actually
pay.
a really great fucking deal.
Yeah. It works best if you actually have an Xbox, but
You also, if depending on which version you get a lot of EA titles too. Like by a lot, I mean pretty much their entire library as well.
okay. I haven't
Popcorn?
got much else. Yeah, popcorns. Here's the great debate. I say this movie is a.
I've already written mine in, so I don't change it.
Okay, I'm thinking 7.5. Ah, the world's ending, everybody! uh, it's officially happened. uh, it's time to end Critically Casual. We're moving on to our next show. It was bound to happen eventually, yeah.
Oh.
3 movies in a row where we actually agree on everything. The world is gonna end.
Fucking 4 years.
I mean, we also kind of stacked the deck here, where we did three movies in a row. So like, we just shoved a bunch of movies in here right away.
we tempted fate. Last week we tempted it a lot by like only being like, if I me giving it a 10 on Scream 1, like obviously we weren't gonna agree on that.
Mhm.
Like, because you don't give things 10s.
Not really, though. Yeah. Heck, I gave number 2 a 9. That's rare.
I gave 5 a 9. But yeah, like it was bound to happen. I need to check Twitter really quick, make sure nothing's happening.
Yeah, make sure the world isn't exploding on the other side of the.
Yeah, that nothing crazy's happening yet. Twitch streamers. What's this?
What days?
Not really. People are tweeting about Boba Fett. I need to get caught back up.
Let's say, yeah, Boba
Asian
Fett
2022.
episode 5, I think's out now.
6. Regional as last week unmasked as an existing costumed contest in the taping of the first episode. Oh.
Hmm.
That's funny. Rudy Giuliani was last week unmasked as an exiting costume contestant in the taping of the first episode of The Masked Singer.
Rudy Giuliani.
Listen, it gets better. We hears that as soon as they saw Giuliani, that Ken Jeong and Robin Thicke quickly left the stage in protest.
Understandable. Like,
good on them.
I was about to say, I don't know what television specialist producer decided, let's put Rudy Giuliani on our game show. That sounds like a dumbass idea. Especially, too, if it's a game show for celebrities specifically, especially like B or C list celebrities, I'm sure you could get anybody on that fucking show.
Yes.
Like, hell, I saw a thing where people were speculating that I think it's Traffic Cone is like the season 2 RuPaul's Drag Race queen or something, and that makes sense.
It literally could be any fucking any streamer could be on there at this point.
Wasn't Ninja on there?
Ninja's been on there, so like any fucking streamer could be on there.
But nope, Rudy Giuliani, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for spoilers and stuff? Or lists, actually.
A list.
But I'm going to put it onto the spoilers page because we're basically going to talk about the entire trilogy here.
Okay. So, let me. So, I got to do a couple copy pastes. I'm just going to copy the words and hope that it works the way I want it. All right. So, real quick for the list. Starting from 16, going up to number 1. God, I hate this list. At 16, we have. Give me a second. Let me get it set. A little bit of reverb. Let's get ready to Dumbo! At number 15, we have The Lion King. At 14, we have Cruella. At 13, we have Mulan. At number 12, we have Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. At 10, we have Maleficent. Damn it. I hate having like a slight lisp sometimes, and like it just Maleficent like just really just fucks me up sometimes. Anyways, number 10, Alice in Wonderland. Number 9, Alice Through the Looking Glass. Number 8, The Haunted Mansion. Number 7, Aladdin. Number 6, Lady and the Tramp. Number 5, Cinderella. Sorry, there was a C and an Ella in my brain blanked. Number 4, 101 Dalmatians. Number 3, 102 Dalmatians. Number 2, Jungle Cruise. And number 1, Christopher Robin.
Fuck.
So we'll start with... Damn it, that did not work the way I wanted it to. Anyways, fuck it. So we will start with Pirates. God, my hands are in the right spot.
That's it. The problem with these movies, especially the first one, is that fucking title. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. What movie title has 9 words in it, other than The Glorious Emancipation of One Harley Quinn?
The Birds of Prey. And the glorious, it's the fantabulous emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it. Yes.
Yeah. Like, long movie titles like that are not a good decision.
No, but they're funny.
So yeah, Pirates. The first Pirates. See, all of these movies to me are better than Cinderella.
Yes, I can agree to this so far. Continue.
Let's see. The first movie. You know, honestly, I would totally just be willing to go. Movie 1, Christopher Robin. Movie 2 would probably have to be Dead Man's Chest.
Let's do these one at a time first.
Movie
Come
3.
Come on, have some fucking sanctity to the list, okay?
Sanctity. The list. I'm thinking Pirates 1, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yes.
Could probably be above 102 Dalmatians.
I can agree to that.
Because if I had to choose between Pirates and 102 Dalmatians, it almost definitely would be Pirates. Even though 102 isn't bad, right. Pirates just sticks out to me more. I guess it's because I'm a guy or something. I don't know.
So move that down. Pirates of the Caribbean. 2003. Sorry, I had to get the year. Scrolling up. Bam. Pirates of the Caribbean is currently at number 3. The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Alright. Dead Man's Chest.
Yes.
Better than Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
Is it better than Christopher Robin?
That's where I'm having my debate.
Because, like, if I'm going entertainment and just silly fun, I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
But the fact that we get such deep
like,
emotions
right
from Christopher Robin.
like
Like, it's almost not fair to compare them because they're nowhere near
They're
the same movie.
so different.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna throw it out there.
You really want to put it as a tie?
I mean, why not? Because they're very different, and you could swing either way depending on what you want to watch. And there's really, honestly, no way to break that tie for us.
I mean, unless we had audience support. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm willing, I guess.
Okay.
Are you willing to change all of the numbers since second would technically be third or now or whatever?
Wow, that was so hard, Steven.
So hard. Ugh. Okay. So then
Wow.
that was pretty difficult. So now ultimately the end question is at World's End.
Where does World's End go?
Is it above or below Jungle Cruise? Is it below Black Pearl? I would say below Black Pearl, personally.
I can agree to that, given our scores.
Yeah. It probably has to go above Dalmatians, honestly.
Man.
That's my personal preference.
All right.
Just it's still fun.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. It's
I'm not shocked by this that our battleship on this list has been beaten by this trilogy. I don't see the rest of this franchise making that though.
No. Especially not 5.
I've only seen 4.
I've seen both
4
of
is
them.
bad.
4 is bad.
4 fucking bad.
4 has no right to exist.
It really doesn't.
And 5 at least uses legacy characters.
Why I remember 4 so well is because I went on a date and it was the first time I made out with someone.
Ooh.
But we still sat there and watched this god-awful movie.
At least with 4, did you at least make out when the mermaid was making out?
No.
Darn, you missed your chance.
That would have been weird, I feel like.
You're making out with the mermaid.
No. So, just to reiterate the new list. Starting from 19 and working our way up. At number 19, we have Let's Get Ready to Dumbo! At number 18, we have The Lion King. At number 17, we have Cruella. At 16, we have Mulan. At 15, we have Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. At 14, we have Maleficent. At 13, we have Alice in Wonderland. At 12, we have Alice in Wonderland looking through the Looking Glass. God damn, there's so many fucking long-ass titles on this list. Number 11, The Haunted Mansion. Number 10, Aladdin. Number 9, Lady of the Tramp. Number 8, Cinderella. Number 7, 101 Dalmatians. At 6, 102 Dalmatians. Number 5, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Number 4, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Number 3, Jungle Cruise. Number 1 is a tie between Christopher Robin and Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. I feel this greatly increased my willingness to watch movies on this list, right? Because now we have about 9 that I say I enjoy. I have 2 that I'm kind of meh towards, Haunted Mansion and Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 7 that I'm like, I just really have no interest in ever seeing them again.
I mean, you're not wrong. It really there's definitely a line that's right in the middle of this. That's like, wow, the quality here. And for me, it's like right underneath 7. It's like, I mean, yes. Cinderella's fine, Lady and Tramp's fine, Aladdin's fine, the Haunted Mansion's fine.
I would say under Lady and the Tramp, Aladdin and Haunted Mansion are kind of mez. I think Lady and Tramp and Cinderella are good retellings that modify it a little bit and do things that the original should have done if it had more runtime.
Yeah.
Great. Same with, the 100 Dalmatians. And then we have the top 5 on the list, and they're all just unique treasures. Funny that most of them are ride-based, though.
Yeah.
Says something about the fact that, their retellings aren't the best. When they have to create an original storyline, they actually, do better.
So yeah, next ride that they'll do is the Log Jammer, and there'll be a movie about a lumberjack riding his log down a waterfall. Yes. It'll make
Can we do
millions.
Space Mountain instead.
Space Mountain? That depends, because Space Mountain breaks down a lot, and I don't want the movie to as well.
But yeah, this is a shit fucking list still. I mean, it's a 50-50 now, thank God, which does put it above the ratio of the DCEU list. Congrats, Disney. We had to go to your backlog to enjoy this and add rides. We take 5 of these movies off the list. You're not doing so well, Disney.
No.
So, think about that. Anyways, let's get ready to spoiler!
I was about to have to take my headphones off after that one. There was one, like, about 2/3 of the way through, like, you hit a note and then my head started vibrating. I was like, uh-oh.
That's what I'm here for.
Absolutely. Head explosions.
Yes. So, yeah, you want to start the topic? I gotta go grab my food.
Oh, sure. Why not? I'll talk about something that, ultimately... Yeah, the Monkey D. Luffy shirt. Nice. So yeah, I'll start this discussion about spoilers and stuff, where ultimately by the end of it, I would have to restart what I just said so Dev understands so we don't repeat things. You know, because, yeah. So, pirate movies. These are great. Oh. Sorry, you guys can't see it, but the picture that I saw there from Dev's room was weird. The door opens and then there's 2 lights and it's like a silhouette and it's like, whoa. Especially because in the doorway right now, which you can't see, it's just darkness. Sheer darkness. Well, go get some food then if you're hungry, monster. Eating is important. I ate too much food and my stomach is upset with me. And he's back. So, spoiler trilogy stuff. I think ultimately my favorite thing has to be how they connected all these stories together. And the big connective tissue is the East Indian Trading Company and Cutler Beckett.
Yes. Yes.
Like, it's literally within the first 10 minutes of the first movie, we hear about the East Indian Trading Company. It's like, oh, what's that? I wonder how it's important. And then the very next movie, the law of London is taken over, essentially, by the East Indian Trading Company.
Which is strangely accurate.
Politics.
No, Steven.
Capitalism.
Capitalism. Thank you. Thank you for knowing where I was immediately going to go with that.
I mean, it is true, though. Hell, the whole second movie starts because of a business transaction, essentially. Like, with Beckett bribing Will to be able to find the compass. But I ultimately have to agree with Governor Swan, I should say, where he thinks it further and he's like, you realize that the only people who are gonna be given clemency or whatever it's called is one person, and that's for Jack Sparrow. So Will and Elizabeth would still be hung by the end of it all. Oh man, which I just like that. I enjoy Governor Swan playing the Game of Thrones, essentially.
That is what these 2 movies are. The last 2 is Game of Thrones, but pirates.
Yeah.
Which makes, I will be fucking dead honest, I would love a series that's like Pirates of the Caribbean, but as a show. Like, where we get the Brethren Court, we get, like, fucking lordoms and shit like that. Like, take me into this world more. Take us back earlier, you know what I mean? Like,
like take
the
us
first court.
I would say either the first court or the first mutiny of Jack Sparrow before the cursed treasure happens.
I almost don't want to do that with them.
Mhm.
Like, take us back further where we get the first court where the code is made,
Mhm.
like all of that shit. Because, like, one of my favorite parts is when they actually bring out the rules.
Yeah,
Or
the
code.
Piratanus Codex or whatever.
Yeah. And Jack's dad is the holder.
Mhm.
Like,
That's pretty funny.
and the fact that the fucking, like, there's 9 lords with their the 9 pieces of 8, like, there's some fucking cool ass concepts that I would love to see. Like, I would love to see the lore behind each one of the pieces of 8.
Mhm.
Like, there's a character in the First Brethren court that had a wooden eye.
Yeah.
And, like, if you know Pirates of the Caribbean, when you saw it, you would be like, that's where the eye came from.
Well,
Like, it would be so fucking cool.
maybe. I think because in the third movie they have to burn all the pieces of 8 to be able to release her from her bonds. So like,
Yes.
did they have to burn them as well to
No.
set them in the bonds?
No, they used it. They each carried a piece. There's probably a ritual where, like, they put those in there and they did some things and they had to carry those pieces with them going forward,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if you lose that piece, then, like, A, you're pissing off the sea god, even further than what you just did.
Yeah,
Um,
because you just
Good
locked
luck.
her in human form, and now you've lost the pieces to unlock her. Oh, great!
yeah, like, should you ever need to. And also you lost one of the things that makes people one of the lords of the pirates.
I mean,
Um,
I would think it's kind of funny. Could you imagine a Pirates movie set in modern times where it's like, okay, we have to go and find this pile of Kraken shit to get this piece of hair coin from from Jack Sparrow, so it could go from there. And it's like the year 2020, and they're in subs like,
Westworld, Pirate World,
Yeah.
SeaWorld.
Oh.
But no, like, dude, I would love, like, Disney Plus I would love that if Disney Plus had a show that essentially kind of did Game of Thrones, what they're doing with the House of Dragon shit.
Like,
I'll be honest, I have no interest in House of Dragons. I'll watch it just because I've watched the other shit and just see how it is. It's got Matt Smith in it, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
So cool, but, like, do that with a franchise that's interesting. Pirates.
I mean, that's not a bad idea, especially too because I'd like to know things like who was the first pirate king, because
Right.
they've never had a second pirate king until Elizabeth Swann. I'm also interested because based off of the way it was talked about, Davy Jones wasn't a part of the Nine Lords. He was an extra.
But he asked them to do what they did.
Yeah.
He essentially created the 9 lords.
Yeah. He showed them how to bind her. So it'd be interesting to
thus
see him
creating them.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. There's so many fucking, like, little things that you could explore. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, it'd be so fucking cool.
Getting to meet a young Captain Teague, keeper of the code. That'd be a few generations away, but
Seeing Bill Nighy again as, like, as Davy Jones, but, like, not tentacly.
Interesting.
Dude, it'd be good. It'd be fucking good.
But anything else about these 3 movies that we want to talk about specifically?
No, I think I'm good. I think we've covered it. Like, dude, like, there's not much to say other than they are fantastic movies. So, genuinely.
I think, too, one of my favorite lines is in the third movie, somewhere around the first, like, 1/3 of the movie, where Jack escapes the Dauntless by shooting the mast and shooting himself up into the Black Pearl before it sails away. And the mast falls, and then, Beckett's friend is just, the second in command is just like, do you think he just plans this thing out, or just makes it up as he goes along?
I love that that's a running joke
Yeah,
throughout it, too.
I do, too.
Like, Will at the end being like, sometimes it makes me almost think he does have a plan. Like, and you never really know if he is just making it up as he goes, or if he kind of sees how to do things.
They're small, like in the first movie when he captures the first British ship to take them to
Yeah.
Isla de Muerta, that was obviously a plan.
Yes.
But to get there, you have to do stupid shit like going underwater in a canoe that's upside down. Like,
this is either the most brilliant or stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Strange how those two are ever intertwined.
yeah.
Like, yeah, 100%. And like, fucking shows it. My one problem with this franchise is where we go from here. And we will cover that when we do the other two.
Eventually.
Yes.
We might need a live action Disney break.
I'm fine with that.
Like,
We got
haven't
some
we
good
literally
movies
spent the last 3 weeks basically just doing live action Disney?
We have spent a lot of weeks doing live action Disney. I mean, we got some good movies coming out soon, so
yeah, I'm excited
that
for
we
next
are looking
week.
forward to.
I guess we could stop talking about spoilers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm fine with going into news.
Yay! News and wrap up. So, starting off next week's movies, which
Yes.
I'm excited for, but I need to talk to my dad about this because he wants to see Moonfall with me in theaters. But he doesn't just want to see it in theaters. He wants to go to IMAX to see this.
Oh, that's like a trip for you, isn't it?
Yes. Well, not really. Not where I live. It's about 30-40 minutes away from where.
Oh, fuck you.
Thankfully. It used to be a trip in Flagstaff, but like
I forgot we were doing Moonfall this week.
yeah.
Fuck.
This week we're doing 2012 and the Moonfall.
Oh, it's been a decade since 2012 too.
Uh-huh. Both made by the same person. Both of them apocalypse action films. Woo!
God, dude, he's such a fucking buzzkill with his movies. But they're fucking spectacles.
They really are. I mean, I'm excited to see 2012 again.
Yeah.
But actually, like, I have to see Moonfall.
Both not and I am.
I have to see Moonfall before the 7th. Because on the 8th, I have surgery. So on the 9th, I'm going to be very sore. Sitting here like, oh, why am I doing this? Because I will just be one day out of having hernia surgery and having my insides rearranged. So
Woo.
I'm excited. I genuinely am excited for my surgery. But just be prepared for next week not to be like the most entertaining.
It will be a short show.
Probably. Unless there's a lot to talk about with Moonfall, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. Moon do thing.
But it's not Moon, it's thing inside Moon that do thing.
Woo! Aliens! Again!
So yeah, that's next week.
And then we have Uncharted after that.
Yeah, Uncharted. Well, that's actually 2 weeks after that. Because after,
Okay.
yeah, then we have the Dread movies.
Oh, right, Dread. Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Great.
One of those is absolute shit. And the other one is absolutely fucking fantastic.
Other things I want to talk about. There is one headline that's caught my attention. It was Spike Lee, Academy Award winning director, as of last year, is planning to do a multi-part documentary series through ESPN about Colin Kaepernick. Which
That should be good.
I'm interested to see how that goes, especially because, you know, Colin Kaepernick was a big name that no one really wants on football anymore because of his political
For bullshit reasons.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Can I get a little political about
Go for
it
it.
real quick? Okay, so it's bullshit that Colin Kaepernick doesn't play fucking football anymore, okay? Here are the reasons why. A, he is a good fucking quarterback when he was playing, all right? This is a guy I'm a Seahawks fan. I thought he was a dickhead, okay? I didn't really know what he did outside of football and stuff like that because I didn't follow people's careers outside of football for a while. I just knew him from playing, on the field against the Seahawks, okay? When I started to learn about Colin Kaepernick is when he did the kneel. And then people freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
it's bullshit that he got blackballed. Because there are other people who do fucking stupider things, like fucking Aaron goddamn Rodgers fucking quoting Dr. Joe Rowe. Joe, I'm, the peak of male fitness, Rogan. About vaccine hesitancy. Okay? Like, and he's still got a fucking career. Fucking Big Ben Roethlisberger, who is, thank God, finally fucking retired, fucking raped someone.
I was about to say, isn't there many?
And he still played for a decade.
Let's say, aren't there many like people who have openly been like arrested for
Awful
abusing
people?
women? And yeah,
Awful fucking, yeah. But Colin just decides to say, hey, Black Lives Matter. And that blackballs him from the sport. I'm not going to lie. That's when I stopped watching the NFL.
yeah.
But fucking Michael Vick was a fucking dogfighter, went to jail, and came back and played for the Eagles. And sure, he could have reformed. I don't know fully, I haven't looked into it. And if he had reformed and improved his life and became a better person, good on him, because I do believe in reform and stuff like that, and being a better person and learning from your mistakes and stuff like
that. Monster Eagles fan, by the way.
Yeah. And sure, Michael Vick was a great goddamn quarterback, but he was a shit person for dogfighting. Colin Kaepernick was just standing up for what he believed in. And he is blackballed from the sport. It's fucking bullshit.
I 100% agree with you.
He was a great QB when he was like at Atlanta. I just more what I'm referring to, because he was like a really mobile quarterback when he was at Atlanta. He wasn't as mobile as he was when he joined the Eagles after his time in prison. So like I will understand where you're coming from. I just remember him from like being able to use him on the Madden 2004 as one of the quarterbacks from that, and he was stupid broken as a mobile quarterback. Anyways, but yeah, no, like straight up, man, like fuck the NFL. I haven't watched, like, the only time I watch football anymore is if I'm at my dad's or I'm at a Super Bowl party. And apparently I'm missing some great football, but I just don't care anymore. I just don't. Because when they tell you to fucking, like, stop being political, and then you have fucking Aaron Rodgers saying the shit he did, and literally endangering his teammates. Or you have people like Drew fucking Brees saying some bullshit, and then, still being able to play.
Yep. But once you bring politics into football, can't do it.
The Super Bowl commercials aren't even that good anymore.
Yeah, they used to be great. Now they're just kind of. Are you
definitely dropped off?
Are you done with your rant? Can I move on to the next thing?
Rant.
Okay, good. I wanted to give you your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries. So I've got two articles here that I think are interesting that I want to talk about that I just found. And they're about Roland Emmerich, the guy who's directing next week's movies. The first one is an interview with Roland Emmerich done through, what was it here? Den of Geeks, but it's being reported on Variety.com. And it says here that Roland Emmerich says that Marvel movies and Star Wars movies are ruining the industry. His explanation...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. It says, yeah.
And what the fuck are your movies doing?
It says here, when asked by Den of Geeks if the disaster movie genre has changed over the recent years, he says, yes, naturally, because Marvel and DC Comics and Star Wars are pretty much taken over. It's ruining the industry a little bit because nobody does anything original anymore. Later in the interview, he said, you should make more bold new movies, and I think actually, like, Christopher Nolan is a master of that. He is one who can make movies with whatever he wants. I have it a little bit harder, but I still have a big job.
Shut the fuck up, Roland. You fucking just ah.
Which only gets funnier.
I can only laugh at him because it's like you are not like. I'm sorry, you're not Scorsese, you're not Nolan, you're not like one of the people that like. Sure, I'm gonna say fuck them. I'm not even gonna say fuck you, just bro. What? And yeah, Independence Day was great, but Day After Tomorrow was changing the face of cinema. 2012 was one of the greatest movies ever made, bud. Wow. Wow. Real good, dude. Real good.
And it only gets funnier too, because this next article is about Moonfall. It says critics crater Moonfall with viral tweet reactions to press screening, meaning that Roland Emmerich and producers and everyone else said only certain people can review this movie and release their opinions about it before the movie's released.
Okay, if I remember correctly, he's done similar shit. What was his Godzilla again?
Roland, his Godzilla, I think, was the Bryan Cranston one.
Okay, I just gotta double check that. Nope, it was. Okay, he did 98. Godzilla 2000, you know? The one that's coined that. It didn't even come around 2000, but it's coined 2000 for some reason. Anyways, in that movie, you know those two, like, the two critics who are kind of like the Penn and Tell of critics?
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. I just can't name their name right now because you put me on the spot.
Look them up real quick while I explain. So in Godzilla, there are two people in that movie who are supposed to represent them, okay? And he just kind of he does stupid shit with them throughout the movie. And sure, because they reviewed some of his movies and didn't like them. And this was his revenge. You want to know what he does with them in the movie, though? In a movie with fucking Godzilla and, like, baby Godzillas?
Siskel and Ebert.
Thank you, Siskel and Ebert. You want to know what he does with them in the movie? Nothing. They live.
Oh.
Siskel and Ebert literally said in their review, if you're going to make fun of us, at least kill us in the end. Like...
I mean, that does make sense.
This dude is a fucking joke. Oh, we're going to see his movie?
Uh-huh. It's happening.
The guy who's criticizing fucking goddamn Marvel movies and making Moonfall? Steven. He fucking wants to criticize Marvel.
Yes, he does.
That is fucking funny. What gives you the right?
I think.
At least, like with Scorsese, like people like him are pretentious because they're super successful fucking filmmakers and they've been doing this for fucking ever. And they got a certain way that they do their films. Bro. Your batting average is like a 1 out of 10.
And like a lot of these
Independence Day.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of articles on Roland Emmerich that I'm seeing right now. One of them here is saying Roland Emmerich has the prestigious title of not only holding a Razzie, but also a Kids' Choice Award.
Does he only have one Razzie? How?
He has a Razzie for Godzilla. And
has he not gotten more since then, since like 2012?
I don't know. But his Kids' Choice Award was from Independence Day.
That's not shocking, because Independence Day is great.
Let's see. Also,
he's like M. Night Shyamalan.
He has an interview with, let's see, Slash Film about how he smuggled science fiction into his disaster movie. Let's see.
What? I haven't...
Aren't they all science fiction?
Except for maybe Day After Tomorrow. That one's a little too real in some cases, but not real enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's the extremes. Oh my god, I didn't really see that. winning. Marvel's the reason why people are going to the movie still. I'm sorry, dude. Like, the only shot your movie has, the only reason why we are seeing this movie is because Steven saw a fucking trailer for it going to a movie.
Basically, yeah. I was like, oh, we could probably fit that in here somewhere.
And guess what? I'm guessing it was Spider-Man.
Yeah. That was the last
So
movie we went to
what?
theaters for.
Guess
So.
what? You wouldn't be getting money from us without fucking Spider-Man!
Ooh, good times. I knew that this was going to get you going. I just didn't think it was going to be that serious.
It's just so fucking, as Monster put it, delusional.
Oh, here's another one from Slash Film. Celebrate Moonfall with Roland Emmerich's conspiracy theory about Himbo Shakespeare movie.
What?
Ugh. I'm a little curious about this one.
What? What the fuck?
Oh, it's the conspiracy theory that William Shakespeare is a real person or not. So he has a theory that Shakespeare was real and it was a real himbo.
I just, God bless people like him existing, because then I have something to laugh at in this day and age.
I'm trying to think. I got nothing else here. You're not wrong though. Like there are some people that are just perfect to make fun of, and
He is one of them. Especially after hearing that. Man, I can't wait to see the masterpiece.
that'd be
Moonfall.
perfect. Yeah. All right.
Wow, this thing is going to be a fantastic movie. He only lets certain people see the premiere. That's never a good sign. That's we're fucked. We're so fucked.
Well, it's gonna be great. I'm probably also gonna spend time to watch Jackass Forever. That was an article I saw today. Was Jackass Forever and Moonfall are fighting for #1 in the box office this weekend. Know who they're fighting against? Spider-Man, Far From Home, still #1 in the box office after like 4 weeks in a row.
Shocking.
uh,
I wonder if Moonfall will dethrone the movie that
I
is the
bet you
reason why we're
Jackass
fucking-
totally will. No.
If I could, I would not be shocked if Jackass does, okay? Because it's got Machine Gun Kelly in it.
Dude, Bam Margera almost sued them for the making of this movie, and he's one of the main cast. Like, I'm excited.
God damn it. I'm just going to wait for it to be on Blu-ray or streaming. Yeah, MGK is in it.
Okay, yeah, I got nothing else here.
Oh.
Let's call this show done and over with.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to love and hate him all at the same time, you know, because, dude, I love the internet's, like, reacting to Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. Like, because it's such a fucking weird-ass relationship. You're watching, like, the most, like, bizarre thing, and you're on both sides of it. You're like, I feel like I'm watching a train wreck, but I want them to succeed.
Wow, this is a really slow train wreck.
I really hope it stays on the tracks, though.
Yeah, you watch it
Is
wobbling.
this
Like,
train just wobbling? It's not like they're like bad to each other or anything, as far as we know. But they're so bizarre. And I love it. God bless the fucking world for giving us people like them.
all right, let's
Yep.
call it quits here. We're done here.
Yep. We're done.
We're done throwing
Well-
our tantrums and yelling at Roland Emmerich.
Call that a tantrum? That was more of just an outburst of like, what the fuck isms?
I got nothing.
I got nothing either.
Yeah, I don't know how to play off of that anymore, other than Bye, everybody. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, all that fun stuff. See you next week.
Where it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it.
Maybe it was a good thing we had 3
And
movies that we
I'm
liked in a row.
doing fine. Yeah, no, fucking seriously, we're going into this week after this. Oh, man, thank God we ended on a treat. Thank God we had most of last month.